Hello and welcome, my name is Parky and today we're doing a new series on the channel. Now I'm revisiting one of my favourite old game loves, my dear old friend, Castle Story. This game is still in early access and is available on Steam, and the reason I'm revisiting this is because they've actually added quite a few little updates which I find personally very interesting, and it's been long enough that I feel that my interest has been sparked again in this game. So we're going to go into a new game today, and don't worry because there's loads of new maps and new things to do. Now there's two different game modes that you can play still. There's the survival mode and also the sandbox mode. Sandbox mode being obviously where you just build indefinitely with nothing attacking you, and survival mode being where you get attacked in waves constantly by the corruptrons. So if you haven't seen this game before, I have done a couple of other series on this. What we're going to be doing today is something slightly different. We're going to go for Fatty Island. Mostly because it's a fantastic name, but also because it's one that the map looks a bit more tricky to defend against. Now one of the major things they've actually changed in this game now is that you can actually customise the settings for your survival. So there's loads and loads of different options now that you can change. You've got like base price for bricktons, also you can like change the time in between waves and loads of other stuff. We're just going to leave it as it is. We could make it easier, but I'm not like that. We're going to go for this, even if it goes horrifically wrong, which is very likely. Okay, so here we are in a game of survival. How are you, gentlemen? This is survival mode. Your goal is to build a castle around your crystal and defend it against waves of corruptrons. Each wave will be increasingly harder to defend against. Digging in the ground has been disabled. Instead, you'll need to send your workers in the mines scattered around the island. You can also create new bricktons in your home crystal by gathering blue crystal from the mine. Orange crystal, also found in the mines, is used to create torches to see at night as well as explosive barrels. Watch the timer on the top left of the screen, so we've got the next wave in 10 minutes by the looks of things. It indicates when the next wave of corruptions will arrive. You have no chance to survive. Make your time. Now when I played this before, actually it says you have no chance to survive. I actually did very well. I got to the point where the game was just going on indefinitely. But if we have a little look at this map, now the first thing you might notice is that this one is a lot bigger and there's a lot more sort of variety in terms of where you could obviously build things. You've got more directions that the corruptrons can attack you from, as well as more mines to choose from, but the disadvantage is that your crystal is in the middle of nowhere. Now, the big thing we're going to do is instantly get a couple of guys over into this mine over here. Quevel and Mouton. They're very modern names, they're probably hipsters. Fatty Island hipsters. It's such a brilliant starting name, isn't it? Okay, we're also going to get B-Bar to go and cut down this tree. Now there's quite a few other updates they've made in terms of Spag. Oh my god, these names. I think they've added more names in. Now you have to forgive me slightly because I'm a bit rusty on this. I think the first thing that we need to do is create a construction task of... Is it a construction task or is it a wood hub? There's loads of new parts they've added in here, which is just absolutely crazy. There's so much more you can do. As you can see, we've now got like we can build a stockpile, which is obviously going to be our first port of call. So maybe we'll make our stockpile over here just for the future. And what we're going to do is we're going to put a couple of those down because we're definitely going to need some for both stone and wood. So we're going to get 4 stockpiles done, and then once we've done that we can exit the edit mode and get probably Bieber to go onto this construction task. So what's going to happen is Bieber's going to go and create the stockpiles, and then we're going to actually be able to store all of these materials because everyone's just standing around doing nothing at this point in time. So now that that's done, Mouton and Quevel over here are just going to spot that and go and shove all of their stone down there. So what we can do is we can actually spawn another worker. Got enough points, we can spawn an archer or a warrior. But for now, I think I'm going to go straight for a worker because a worker is going to be a hell of a lot more useful, thank God, for this. And what we're going to have to do is actually create a lumbering task over here. Now, what we're going to do as well is we're going to get Astro and Spag onto the lumber task. Oh my god, it's nice to know that the wood still flies around when you cut it down. And we're also going to get another task over here. Now, the main problem with this is that Bieber hasn't seen that there's more wood. So hopefully Bieber's now going to put down a few more of these stockpiles. We can start expanding our base. So basically what's going to happen is when these 7 minutes are up, we're going to get attacked by a wave of corruptrons. I'm not sure how many corruptrons are actually going to attack us, but Kruta here is a warrior. So Kruta is going to be our first line of defence. The corruptrons are going to try and attack our crystal, break our crystal down. So one of the things that we definitely want to do as well is try and get down some form of defensive wall. Now one of the defensive walls that I want to go for is just a big stone wall encompassing the central crystal area. So that's what we're going to do first of all. So on this build task over here, we're going to get our construction up, And it looks like there's a load more wood stuff, wood hub. We've also got the brick hub with loads of different stuff in there, loads of new blocks. Got stone pillars, half brick rounds, half bricks. We've also got curved bricks for the corners, I assume, and just loads and loads of stuff. We've also got item hub. We've got bear traps, a trap for bears, and corrupt rocks. So that's corruptrons. So we can put down a few of those around our crystal as well. I'm not sure what the resources are required for that. And we've also got catapults, which is kind of crazy. So there's loads and loads of new parts that we can start playing with. But first of all, I think we just need to spend our time putting down a nice central area. We're not going to make it too wide, because if we do that, it's going to make it a bit tricky for us to surround this central area with the resources that we're getting in. But this should be okay if we do it like this. Now, of course, the idea here is that we don't want to get any of the corruptrons coming towards our central crystal area. So that's why I'm just putting up this temporary central wall. Once this is done, I'm going to start making some more complicated structures in our town, I suppose you could call it. It's not really much of a town, is it? It's more of like a single wall building. But let's give him the task to do all of this. I accidentally placed that block there. We're not going to put a... Should we actually put a door on here? I'm not sure if we should. So let's just cancel that brick and put down a couple more. So I think, if I'm not mistaken, corruptrons can't break through something that's too high. So we don't need to do anything else there. So that should be fine. And we're actually also going to get Astro onto this building task, because we could really do with some of this stuff going on. And actually, Spag, I'm feeling as though maybe we should focus on the old wood first. So Spag, stop this. Stop it. Drop this. Spag! Spag will never listen. Okay, so we've got a bit of a wall coming on now. We've got more space for these rocks coming in, which is going to be very helpful. And as soon as we've got more bricks, we should hopefully reach this before the first wave starts. We have, of course, got good old Recruiter here, who's going to stab any corruptrons that come in the face. I'm not sure which direction they're going to come from. I mean, to be honest, in this map, they could come from anywhere. They could come from down here, in which case maybe we should, at some point, build a wall along this structure. And also, over this way, it's going to be a bit more difficult to build a wall this way. But what we could do is start digging this out and put a wall at the top, because that's going to be incredibly difficult for any corruptrons to climb up. Of course, what I'm going to eventually try and do is clear away all of these forested tree area here and replace it with possibly a big wall. I might do a big wall over there, and if I can, try and attempt to create some form of bridge over to this area. That would be cool, because I think when I last played this game, it was incredibly difficult to actually create hovering structures like bridges from one island to another. So hopefully they'll figure that out now. Can't find empty storage. So what we actually need to do here is we need to create another stockpile. We've run out of stockpile room. We're just going to carry on adding these in a big line like so. So once this is done, there'll be more room for rock. Strangely enough, though, I think there actually is enough room for rock, unless this is iron, because I know they've added another resource in. Iron, I don't know what iron's actually used for, but we've also got the yellow dust and the blue dust, so it's going to get a bit more complicated. So we're going to need more storage space. Now that's sorted them out. Perfect. Okay, we need to keep an eye on that, because if I'm a bit rubbish with this, then we're going to run into some problems if we run out of bricks. But I think it's cool having 3 bricktons on there. We've got 2 constructing the wall. I think we're going to run into a few problems getting this done before the first wave starts. But Recruiter, you're going to have to stand by the crystal, my friend. Hopefully his sword is strong. His swinging arm is very strong, not from doing anything else. I don't know what you're thinking about, naughty. But we're going to go for this. Right, so the wall's going to carry on being created. Astro, you've got strong back. You will have strong back in Fatty Island. Rock builds itself. God, what is wrong with me? There's going to be a lot of strange voices in this series, I feel. A lot of Mickey taking out of all these creatures. Maybe we'll get Recruiter outside of this wall, as he might get a bit stuck otherwise. In fact, Astro, I'm thinking, should we get you on the old mining as well? Not sure. I mean, they seem to be getting rocks quite quickly. We'll have a few more stones in place in a second. And hopefully after that, we found some more blue rock. I'm not sure what the blue rock's used for. Maybe the blue rock is used to create more bricktons more quickly. Because I know in the past, you actually got points for killing things, which allowed you to create more workers and things like that. I'm not sure. I've not looked into the game that much. I've not played much outside of this series, so we're going to have to find out ourselves. It's a series of discovery for us all. So it looks like we actually need to fill this before we can start using it, unless we just need to transport it to our central crystal area. Not too certain on that one, but we've only got 53 seconds before the first wave hits. Even if we can just get this first layer done, that would be quite helpful. At least they're not going to attack it from the north area over here. I guess they can just walk around though, which isn't going to be very helpful. But whatever. Kruta, stand in the middle. I have no idea where these scumbags are going to come from. 30 seconds, I'm feeling a bit nervous. So basically, in the early stages of this game, we're just going to have to defend against waves, try and repeat this, get the wall sorted, and then once that's done, maybe put a door in this so that once we spawn in any new people, they'll spawn on the outside area, because otherwise they're going to be trapped inside. But it's okay, we're actually looking like we're going to get maybe a few more of these walls sorted. Unfortunately, the corruptrons are going to attack everyone, including our Bricktons. So we might have to recall everyone home, but at this point in time it might be more helpful if everyone starts attacking them from these directions. Now where are they coming from? Corruptrons? I can't see them anywhere. The direction is very important, because if they all come from one direction in one go, we're going to run into some problems. Hopefully if we can get this wall up and running in time, that would be very helpful. Where are they? I literally can't see them anywhere. Maybe they didn't spawn in. Oh no, there they are. They're coming over here now. Okay, come on, Kruta. You can do this. Come and attack him. If Kruta dies, we're going to run into some massive issues. And it looks like Kruta's actually almost dead already, which isn't very helpful. He can take another hit. Oh no, he's on low health, but I think he's okay. I think we need another guy defending. We need to spawn another warrior. But as you can see, the souls from the Corruptrons have now gone to our crystal. And that's going to mean that basically we're going to have some more points to pump into creating another Brickton. Now where are the rest of these Corruptrons? I can't see them anywhere. Maybe they're just taking a while to run in here. They might have spawned on the other side of the map, of course, which would make it a bit more difficult for them to get here. That could, of course, just have been the first wave, though. We don't know how many they actually spawned in. I just assumed that there would be... Oh no, there's none left. What am I talking about? Oh my god, I'm so stupid. They give you a count over here. Right, well, we defended against two of them. Kruta, he took a bit of a beating, but his health looks like it's slowly recovering. Hopefully. And we've finished this wall. Right, so what we're going to do now is basically try... I want to see what happens when we get max of this blue, but it's okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and get another construction task going, a little bit like this, and this time we're going to go for the wood hub. Is that what we want? We want a door, really, don't we? And we can put a door in the front here. I think we might need to replace the wall with the door, unfortunately. So what we can do then is we can, on this task, break down a couple of these walls. A little bit like this. Now a door is I think 1 wide, which is going to be fine, so then we need to get a small brick to fill in these bottom 2 gaps and then put a door inside of that. Okay, so here we go, we're going to put a small brick there to finish that off and then a door in between. The wave actually seems to be coming very quickly, maybe the wave time in between speeds up, I'm not really sure. But either way, we're going to find out very soon. We're going to put the door in between there. And then once this is done, maybe what we'll do is we could put a staircase on the inside and then start building up the wall from that. Of course, another option we have is to put down a ladder of some kind. Do they still have ladders in here? A catapult. A catapult would be very cool, wouldn't it? We could put down some bear traps. That sounds like fun. Well, let's go for a bear trap here and a bear trap there. I'm not sure we need to create these bear traps. And whether or not actually if one of our Bricktons steps on a bear trap, we're going to run into some problems. Might be a problem. But you know what, it's okay. Might use iron for that. That might be what the iron's for now. Looks like it might be. I'm not sure what these guys are actually carrying, but we've got the door down now. And what we could do is actually invest in some lights. So let's get a couple of torches on the walls here. I know it's not really priority, but at least this way we can actually see what we're doing in the dark. And then after that, we're going to get them on to creating some brick structure in here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put down a little staircase on the inside, maybe a little bit like this. So we're going to put down the stairs there, and then we're going to want to put down a normal brick like this. It's still a bit fiddly with the building, I will admit, and then maybe another staircase like that, and then a single brick, and then we're going to add another tier to the top of this building. Something like this. Oh wow, that's really bright actually, isn't it? Cool stuff. Okay, so what I might do actually is start thinking about how they're going to build this structure. Because obviously if we start telling them to put down bricks over here, they're going to struggle to reach the extreme edges of this side of the wall. It's just the way the AI is set up. You're going to have to take my word for it if you don't know the game. They're a bit of a pain. So we're going to do this first, and then once they've sorted that out, we're going to then build this area, this portion of the wall. And I think we can actually do that one first. So let's do that. It looks like they've changed the texture for the lights. They seem a lot brighter than when I last played the game, which is very cool. It makes you seem like you're investing in a bit more if they're giving off a bit more light. They're very dull last time. Okay, so the next wave is in just over 2 minutes. Hopefully we're going to survive. I'd be very surprised if we didn't. Cruta, you're going to stand here by the front door. We're not too worried about them tracking towards the walls, because if there's a front door there, I think, if I'm not mistaken, the AI of the corruptrons will tell them to go for the front door. And it also looks as if our own Brickdons won't set off these bear traps, which is very useful to know as well, because obviously that would be a very bad thing. Okay, so here we go. They're setting up all of this wall. And actually, I think there was another brick there that we needed to place. So let's see if we can do that. Construction task, and we're going to put a half brick up on this side like that. Perfect. Okay, so let's exit this edit mode. And we're not really worried about running out of the wood at this point in time. We're not using wood for anything in particular. We use some for the door, I understand, but after that, most things in this game are created from stone. So now that's done, hopefully Bieber and Astro are going to get on with building the rest of this area. In fact, this is what I was talking about. The AI, now that I've placed this brick here, is not going to recognise that they can get to that area, so we're going to have to tell them to break that block first, and then build from this edge onwards. It's a bit silly. But to be honest, this seems like a good place to end the first episode. If you enjoyed it, please feel free to leave a support in the comment section below. If you're new to this game, tell me what you think, and also leave ratings, because that would really help support the series, and tell your friends as well. Thanks for watching. Goodbye, awkward, awkward, goodbye. Awkward.